How you doing? It's Tom from NinjaMLM.com. I just wanted to, sorry about the lighting here. It's a little dark here, but my message is more important than how well lit my face is. I just wanted to talk a little bit about jobs and getting laid off. I don't know about you, but I mean, I was laid off very early in my career. Um, it was one of my first jobs out of college. Made good friends there. Worked there for maybe, I don't know, 7 months. And the company got bought by a larger company. And they started to dismantle it. And before you know it, you were out of a job. And that was early for me. Um, my father never got laid off. He worked with the same company from before I was born in the mid 1960s until he retired, and that rarely happens anymore. Um, Today, you have to be willing to be laid off multiple times through your career, or just hop around to different jobs and try to stay ahead of the layoff curve. It's really not a fun way to exist, and that's just become the norm nowadays. Not only that, but forget about pensions. I mean, if you're in the public sector, maybe you still get a pension, and maybe with certain large old companies, maybe that still happens. But and maybe with certain union jobs, you can look forward to a pension. But that's getting less and less. And as far as regular corporate office workers, it's a thing of the past. Even the largest companies are ending their pension plans. When I was with Hewlett Packard, they ended it. I technically get a pension when I retire from Hewlett Packard. It's almost nothing. It's going to amount to nothing because I got in there and they ended it, and there was only a little bit of money allotted to me. So when I retire, I'll get a little something from HP, but not the kind of pension that someone who was with them a long time would get. So, and you need to be putting a lot of money into 401ks and IRAs for there to be anything when you retire, especially if you're older. Like if you're in your 40s or 50s, you've got to play catch up. So it's, I don't want to paint a dire situation, but if you're waiting and just worrying about this, say you're going to worry about it in the future, you are really going to have a lot of worries. That's it's sad but true. Most people don't save. They don't put as much as they can into their retirement accounts. And, it's going to bite you in the end. So you really need to open up other streams of income. It's becoming a necessity now. It's not even a choice anymore. If you think you're just going to sit down, go to your job during the day, come home and just tune out and watch TV and, watch sports on the weekends or whatever, and not put any thought into, alternate income streams, you're in for a rude awakening someday. Today, it is incumbent upon the person, the employee, the individual to be entrepreneurial and to do stuff on the side. Open up, whatever it is, some sort of business on the side, and maybe try to convert that into a full-time income. So then you can get off the job roller coaster and fire your boss. But even if you're not looking to fire your boss or get out of your job, you want that security of a guaranteed paycheck. You still need to find a way to open up other income streams, and this is a necessity. I mean, just think about it, and you will come to the same conclusion. It's just logic. I mean, there's no. It's a self-evident truth or fact. Unless you're on the really high end and you just make a lot of money, whether it's you're a professional like a doctor, lawyer, or accountant, somebody who has a job that's always going to be in demand, and maybe you're a professional already on your own in your own business and you're happy with your income. If you're an employee, you cannot leave your future to other people, and that's what you are when you are an employee. You are at the mercy of your boss, your job, the job market. And as you get older, there's other things you have to worry about, like age discrimination. I've seen brilliant software developer programmers who, once they hit their 50s, if they got laid off, like when we got laid off from HP, guys who didn't know what to do with themselves because nobody wanted to hire them. And these are brilliant software engineers. These are guys who knew their stuff. And it's terrible to watch that, to see people who are just so deflated and, don't know what they're going to do next, feel like they're unemployable. It's sad. And these are guys who, it's not because they didn't, they were caught off guard because things changed around them and they didn't realize it. I had the benefit of watching that and realizing that I better get off my ass and do something before it's too late, before I get into that age bracket. I'm still a little younger than that, so I have some time. But even if you're in that age bracket, you can still do this. You don't need, you can go into, and I'm personally talking about internet marketing, network and internet marketing online, whether it's in a multi-level, model or something else, or even any other kind of online business, whether it's selling things, real goods online or services, something. You need to get online onto the internet. That's number one, because it's a huge market. And you need to decide what you want to do, whether you want to sell products and deal with shipping and stocking shipping products, or you want to deal with info products, which are digital and can be delivered without, having to ship something out. I think that's the most lucrative and best way to go about it. So, but I really, really want to stress that you need to have cash flow independent of time. And that's basically, it scales up. You don't have to worry about, like I said, stocking inventory or shipping stuff. And it can basically run on autopilot once you do the initial work. And it is work. I'm not talking about get rich quick or anything like that, because that doesn't exist. You have to be able to put in time and effort. It is work. But a lot of that work is front loaded. So you put in that work in the beginning, and that's usually in the form of first learning the skills. It's the technical skills, which aren't hard, but, you have to learn a little bit about, setting up a site or a blog or something like that. And putting content out there, creating videos like I'm doing now. This is all easy stuff to learn. I can help you with that. And then there's also, learning about internet marketing, learning about, email lists, lead generation. What else? Just marketing to people and showing them what you have, and also speaking to their concerns, like what I'm doing now here. I'm not trying to take advantage of people's fears. I'm trying to say, hey, look, I've been in the same boat, and I had to get off my ass and think about my future, my family's future. So you're going to have to do the same. That's all I'm saying here. And, in helping myself, I also want to help other people. This isn't about, just me. It's not about taking advantage of other people. It's about saying, hey, look, this is a cooperative thing. We are in a time when it's become very hard to continue the old model, the baby boomer model of working for a company for your whole life. So you have to get creative and think out of the box. And luckily today there's a lot of things out there to do. You don't have to reinvent the wheel or invent your own products. You can even affiliate marketing, sell other people's stuff. And it's very lucrative. And you do it, it's like a cooperative model where you help other people. In other words, you find people who are interested in this sort of thing, who have the same worries, fears, anxieties, or, even if they're just entrepreneurial, they want to make more money. And you say, hey, look, I've got something here. I've got the techniques. I know what to do, how to go about it. You can learn a lot from me instead of having to learn all this stuff and spend all this time and money and years learning like people like me did. And in doing that, I'd be helping you just like you helped me. It's like one hand washes the other. So that's what I'm talking about. It's not about cutthroat competition, climbing over other people or anything like that. That's really what the corporate world is about. These people in the corporate world, they don't like you. They don't care about you. Okay, They will lay you off in a heartbeat. It's heartless. They just don't care. It's just business, right? It's just business. It's just like when the mafia guy comes in, it's just business, boom. They don't care. A lot of these public companies, their masters are, I don't want to sound like some kind of socialist or communist here because I'm not. But, even me, and I'm generally a pro-business, libertarian type. Business, I'm a capitalist, right? But at the same time, where I believe that companies need a certain amount of freedom and they have to be able to compete, it's gotten to the point where, they don't serve the company, the employees, the customers anymore. They're just serving this Wall Street crowd. And the Wall Street crowd is a big problem today. They have some good aspects, but they just rip companies apart. It's just, everything's about making numbers for the next quarter, the next quarter, the next quarter. There's no long-term thinking involved like there used to be. You're better off probably with a private company where you're not as affected by that than you are. But a lot of these public companies, forget it. You're just fodder. You're fodder. And even you're just meat for the grinder. But even a lot of these private companies are like that now. Because they're under a lot of pressure to compete, and you're really just a number. That's just the way they do business now. They cross-train people so that everybody could do multiple jobs, and then you're just like cookie cutter. Take this guy out, boom, gone. You're gone. Somebody else can do your job. We can have this guy now working 2 jobs for the same price, salary, no overtime. It's a scam, is what it really is. I mean, you want to talk about scams? Look at corporate America or corporate whatever country you're in. That's the way it is now. So you have to think about yourself. You can't go to this company and say, I always get a kick out of these corporations where they have these team building exercises. Or you listen to people on meetings and everybody's gung-ho about this product, and you're sitting here and you're thinking, well, these people are working so hard, and they're not really working for themselves. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't put your effort into a job to do a good job because you are getting paid for it, but at the same time, wouldn't that extra effort, especially people who work all this overtime and they don't get paid for it, wouldn't that be better off spent in your own private venture after hours for your own betterment, your own enrichment? I see people working round the clock for these companies, and they're not getting paid any extra for it. They're not getting any extra bonus. Half the time the bonuses are cut because the company didn't make the numbers. I mean, it goes on and on. It's ridiculous. And these companies are getting a lot of free labor that way, and it's basically just so you can keep your job, so that you can get enough brownie points, so that when the next layoff comes, you're not the one who gets cut. It's a really pathetic way to live. It's draining. It's stressful. So a lot of people want to get out of that. So, and you should want to get out of it. So what you should do is, become entrepreneurial, get that entrepreneurial mindset, think about what you want to do out there. If you're interested or anything in any kind of affiliate marketing model where you don't have to stock products, you can learn the trade, get certain info products to learn about internet marketing, but also learn all the value-added stuff around it, like setting up sites and blogs and things like that, then someone like me is who you need to partner with. So go to the link below. I have an article that this video is going to be attached to, and look around my site, and partner with me. It's as simple as that. Like I said, you're going to have to put a little investment in. It's not a lot, but you're going to have to invest. Whenever you start a business, you have to invest. I don't want to make this video too long, but think about what it's like to start your own company out there. If you had to start a store or anything like that, any kind of business, you'd have to worry about rent, location, taxes, employees, insurance, all these costs. I mean, you could be spending tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars just to start a business, and there's no guarantee there that you're going to succeed. Most businesses fail. So with the online model, a lot of times, you're talking, pennies on the dollar. You're talking maybe $25, $100 a month to get into business and learn the ropes and do what you need to do. And then, you may be operating at a loss for a little bit, but then eventually it'll turn around. But you have to stick with it. You have to be persistent. This is just common sense. Think about it. Okay, too many people today, they think about going into business online, and they think that, well, I'm going to go in there, and if I'm not, a millionaire or whatever it is, making tons of success within a few weeks or a month or two, I'm going to quit. Well, then you're always going to be an employee, and you're always going to be at the mercy of these corporate people. You've got to stick with it. You have to be persistent. Never give up. Don't give up. Just keep learning, keep learning, keep learning, and eventually it'll pop, and then you'll be successful. You have to be an optimist. You have to be an never-ending optimist for your own future. Because if you aren't, who's going to be? You know, and it's for you, for your family, whatever. So go to my link below. Look around the site. I have lots of links to different articles, and get on board. Get on board. Opt into my forum, or go into the Power Blogging resources area, or just look around at the different articles, because I cross-link them so that you can see the different things. And get in now. Get in now. Stop putting it off, and come on board. I'm on a great team, and I also have a great mentor myself who I learn a lot of this stuff from. So, and another bonus is, if you get in with me, and you can read that on my partner page, you'll have access to a secret Facebook group with other people like us, who you can put a lot of ideas out there and get quick answers and stuff, and some really successful people in there. So that's priceless, and that's pretty much free. That's free. So come on in, look around, and I'll see you on the flip side. All right, peace.